Let me ask you something. What if I told you that your job title, the one printed on your business card, the one in your email signature, is probably the least important thing about your ability to lead? Seriously, that corner office, that top spot on the org chart, what if none of that actually makes you a leader? It's a big idea, I know, but stick with me because it's the key to unlocking what you're really capable of. So let's get right into it. So many of us are trapped by something called the position myth. You've probably felt it. It's that nagging thought that says, I can't really make a difference until I get that promotion, or I can't lead if I'm not at the top. It's this idea that leadership is some destination you have to arrive at, but honestly, that's just not how it works. And this slide, this really gets to the heart of it. It's a tale of two completely different mindsets. On one side, you have managing. Managing is all about authority. It's about keeping the trains running on time, maintaining systems, and focusing on control. It's transactional. But leading? Phew, leading is a whole different ballgame. It's about inspiring trust, it's about innovating, and more importantly, developing people. It's all about influence, not control. Which brings us to this simple but incredibly profound definition. When you strip everything else away, leadership is influence. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. This one idea just cuts through all the noise, doesn't it? It's not your position, it's not your credentials, it's purely about your ability to influence the people around you. Here's a really key distinction we have to make. Getting a title, a position, that doesn't make you a leader. All it does is give you a chance to lead. It's like someone hands you a key, but you still have to unlock the door. You still have to earn the right to walk through it with other people. Real influence can't just be given to you. It has to be earned, day in and day out. Okay, so if leadership is influence, the big question is, how do you build it? How do you actually earn it? Well, the good news is there's a roadmap for that, a really practical framework called the 5 levels of leadership.
I want you to think of this like a staircase that you can climb. It's a journey, right? Everybody who leads starts on that very first step, which is position. But from there, you can earn your way up through permission, then production, people development, and, if you're really good, all the way to the pinnacle. It's a clear path to growing your influence.
All right, let's start at the bottom, level 1, position. This is the most basic, entry-level form of leadership, if you can even call it that. Your only influence here comes from your job title. You're the manager, you're the director, you're the team lead, and that's pretty much the only reason anyone is listening to you. And here's the harsh reality of being stuck on level 1. People follow you because they have to. It's in their job description. You get their compliance, sure, they'll show up, they'll do the bare minimum, but you're not getting their heart. You're not getting their passion, their creativity, or their real commitment.
But then you start to climb. You get to level 2, permission. And this level is built on something way more powerful, relationships. This is where you actually move beyond your title. You start genuinely connecting with your people. You listen to them, you value them as human beings. And this is the critical shift. At level 2, people don't follow you because they have to anymore. They follow you because they want to. They've given you their permission to lead them, all because they like you and, more importantly, they trust you. This is where real influence starts to blossom.
Now, good relationships are great, but for real impact, you've got to deliver. That's where level 3 production comes in. This is where you get results. You and your team start winning, your confidence builds massive credibility, and suddenly people are following you because they see what you've accomplished for the organization. Success is attractive. The absolute best leaders, though, they don't just focus on their own results. They climb to level 4, people development. At this level, your whole focus shifts. It's not about what you can do. It's about empowering others. You invest in them, you mentor them, you literally reproduce other leaders. And now your influence explodes because people follow you for what you've done for them personally. So what's the one thing that holds all of these levels together? What's the secret sauce? It's one essential ingredient: trust. You cannot get to level 2 without it, and you for sure can't get to level 4. Trust is the absolute currency of leadership. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. Let's look at a real-world example of this in action. Ray Kroc and McDonald's. Think about it. The McDonald brothers had the position. They owned the restaurant. But Kroc? Kroc had the vision, and he built influence. He sacrificed his own salary for years, even borrowed against his life insurance just to pay his key people.
He wasn't leading from a title. He was leading from a place of deep personal commitment, and that inspired everyone around him to build a global empire. This all leads to a really powerful concept called the law of the lid. Basically, your leadership ability acts like a lid on a jar, capping your overall effectiveness. If your leadership is, say, a 4 out of 10, your effectiveness can never be higher than a 3. But here's the exciting part. That lid isn't fixed. When you intentionally raise that lid by building your influence, you multiply your impact like crazy. So when you boil it all down, leadership isn't really something you are. It's something you do. It's not this static noun, this title that you hold. No, it's an active verb. It's about the daily actions of connecting with people, producing results, and developing others. And that, my friends, leads us to the single most important takeaway from this whole thing. Leadership is a choice you make, not a place you sit. It doesn't matter if you're the intern or the CEO. You can choose to influence, you can choose to add value, and to lead right from where you are right now. So, let's just forget about the title on the door for a minute. Your influence is what truly defines you as a leader. So the only real question that matters is, what choice are you going to make? What's one thing you can do to start building your influence today?